What up? I wanted to squeeze another video for August. A little garden update, just because it's been so dynamic in so many ways, from weather to critters and yeah, but lots of positive, and you know, I've had to tear some things out and all that fun stuff, but yeah, overall I'm kind of winning the critter war. But yeah, it's definitely been insane. So I talked a lot about that in my recent live video. But yeah, I've lost a lot, I've gained a lot. Oh, look at that cute little key lime. There's a whole bunch of babies on there, and oranges, a few. It's so exciting. But yeah, speaking of losses, I didn't only just lose what was in this bed, I lost the bed. So I did find some echinacea and catmint finally, and you know, it's the end of the season and they're not doing well, but I wanted to get them in here, you know, for next year. The bananas are doing good. Yeah, watermelons are kicking butt. This is pretty big, hanging off these trellises. And so I just, yeah, here, let's talk about it. So first of all, super quick, easy DIY tip. Like, these are heavy, big-ass melons, you know what I'm saying? And they're just hanging off the sticks, right? I didn't tie them or secure them in any way because I knew that the weight of whatever growing on it would hold it down. And I'm in the Ozarks, you know, we get wild ass crazy storms here, you know, and this season has been no different. I mean, I think in June they said we already had twice the rain and stuff. But anyways, everything's doing good up here. It got attacked a lot less than the rest of the garden, and I had to, they destroyed this part where the strawberries and stuff are, but you know, a lot of what they destroyed I was able to kind of just put right back in the ground and then flood it, you know, with water. Some things took root again, but not everything. I just love the heart-shaped leaves growing up, and there's little beans and peas in here too that are just starting to come up. And yeah, I've been tearing things out and planting new things. I also took everything out of the totes and put them in the ground, and yeah, so there's little babies, peas and stuff coming up for fall. But yeah, the last signs of the last summer are seriously showing up here. It has been extreme, you know, still days, hundreds and stuff, but definitely cooler breezes, wild, crazy storms. That's been there forever. Nobody touches it. But yeah, so I've had to pull some things out. Some things were destroyed, but some things are still going, you know, good, and especially the basil. There were a bunch little babies, but it got to the point where the armadillos were coming every night, and I had to start patrolling. I caught one in this bed who ran all the way halfway down there, and yeah, I had to shoot twice. But there's still, you know, several dozen tomatoes and things going on. Lots of, again, tons of basil plants to preserve. I still have peppers growing, onions. They destroyed a lot of the garlic because I had garlic on the edges of every bed. This guy I better pick. But yeah, I think for the most part I'm winning. He destroyed the borage, but now there's like 12 other borage babies growing. And then, yeah, there's a few little fall things coming up here. He destroyed the chamomile, half of the marigolds, but these plants, tomatoes and stuff, are doing really good. I just picked them clean a couple days ago and there's still lots of good green goodness everywhere throughout there. And then these more basil. I'm gonna dry some more of this. I just did tarragon yesterday. He did destroy one of the vines here. I tried pulling some of it out, but it's all intertwined, so I'm just gonna have to wait. But there are still lots of bomb-ass crystal apple and lemon cucumbers. I was able to get the oregano back, and the lavender doesn't look like it's gonna want to come back. Marjoram and thyme and rosemary and stuff are doing all right. That was where I just chopped all the tarragon yesterday. He did destroy some of that though too. Pretty sunflowers. Some are still standing, some haven't bloomed yet, and a few are drooping over. But yeah, there's still lots of cucumbers and life growing on one of these vines. It's just that I gotta get that dead one all the way out. I had to pull over here some butternut, and I just picked that clean yesterday, but the watermelons are growing well in here. And in case you're wondering why you see like dead stuff everywhere in the beds, like I kind of, you know, I have a compost pile, but it's more than a compost pile. Ooh, look at that melon. And, but I also, like when I pull weeds, oh look, a little pea's coming up here too, cool. I put them, if I'm not harvesting them for medicine, I put them right back in the bed, like this, you know. Usually I try to pull the root and leave the root on top. Yeah, he kind of messed up the bee balm too, the marigolds down here. But that's all right. Things are still growing. Check out this sunflower, 3 heads. I know the lighting's probably kind of hard to see it, but yeah, trip, huh? Yeah, so, yeah, more basil and tomatoes and stuff in here, which they're doing, you know, pretty good. A lot of them were able to come back. Some of them, you know, I have to cut this one out and a few others here, but yeah, so when I transplanted these, they didn't like it, the critters did, so I just put new seed in for some fall crops, gourds, pumpkins, and late early cucumbers, beans, peas, things like that. Trees are doing good, made a comeback from that harsh beginning. And yeah, so I've been patrolling every night, but the one night that I wasn't patrolling all night and I did that video talking about this, and at one point I'm like, oh, I bet you they're down there saying, oh, she's on video, come on, have your way. So yeah, they got this bed, and I just kind of put the dirt back together, and it sucks because there were a bunch of little babies like that coming up. They fucked up the strawberries, some of the flowers that are, you know, some of the little babies remained, but I'll have to reseed again for like the 20th time. And this little baby, oh, so I'm gonna save this one for seeds, I'm going to let the birds have a lot of them too, but I want to save seeds. I also want to roast seeds. By the way, dude, I roasted my butternut seeds the other day. Oh, they were so good. So, yeah. And this is where I'm just kind of putting all the plants I'm taking out and kind of composting right here, and this will be a nice, healthy, nourished bed for next year. Still have trees to transplant. And yeah, so this is my compost pile, and when I said it's more than just a compost pile, it's also a critter deterrent, you know? Because, oh, look at those beautiful butterflies. So, like when I put like corn and watermelon and stuff like that, and I put extra food out here too, like, and you can see where they're eating it, you know, and walk away with it or whatever. Sometimes I have trails all the way out there, which is totally fine because they're allowed to do that. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. So I feed them there so they don't have the desire to come over here. And so that's worked with everyone except for the armadillos. So I had to pull out the big guns. These spots are where I haven't dug holes yet that I need to. And good news, the mullein did finally take root. I found some sand and was able to make the soil terrible enough for it to feel at home. So yay, I'll have mullein next year. And the weed patch I've been cultivating is going pretty well too. But yeah, so the armadillos literally were coming every night and got to the point that the last night when I decided, all right, this is war, I gotta patrol all night, they literally tore out every single bed, including like all these little huckleberries and other berry plants I planted for next year, you know what I mean? So I already had a hard time trying to get them to root to begin with, and then I finally get them, and they dug them all out again. The tool and the branches didn't work all that great. You can see where he tried to go in here. I mean, for a minute it was a deterrent, but then they were just like, well, this is easy. In fact, I mean, like, look how deep that is. This heavy ass branch right here ended up down there. Like, they were actually, they didn't care anymore. Like, none of my deterrent methods worked for the armadillos. Yeah, so, yeah, but oh, I walked right by the pretty corn, and I'm letting most of the mustard plants go to seed. But, yeah, so these are doing good. I picked the last of the beans, and the rest I'm leaving there for seed. There's some younger corn. The sunflowers are finally starting to bloom in here. So cute. Oh, there's one. And I love these flowers too. So I've been using the pods and the flowers like for salads, for pickles, stuff like that. So, and hopefully he didn't destroy the blueberries too much in here. But yeah, I thought I covered that up better, but I guess not. It was dark. So, yeah, I do have new, so cucumbers, pumpkins, butternut, things like that planted. And then right now is kind of melon and cucumber and tomato and basil and pepper harvesting time. But, yeah, so they're, you know, slowing down. Obviously, and they've been through a lot of shit, but yeah, I literally just cleared these and been having fun making delicious sauces. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I'll try to turn this around, and I have no idea what I look like. I'm sure terrible, but yeah. Ha! it's definitely winding down. You know, the signs of fall are here. Oh, here's a bed I built. And so, yeah, I have a few more that I need to do, but probably by next month I'm gonna have to start. Well, we're August 31, so yeah, another month or so I'm gonna have to think about taking in the pomegranates and Arabica coffee and bananas and stuff. So I've been complaining about like not having certain weeds here because, well, the people here were very like manicured and unlike me, so just like all this grass and perfectly mowed and stuff. But I had to have a part dug up. Well, they accidentally dug it up because it was raining so terribly, and it ended up with these big old crates, so they came and filled it up. And so I've been leaving it as a weed patch. And so there were certain things, like I even said in video, like I couldn't find ground cherries anywhere. I want ground cherries so bad. I want nettles. I want, you know, all these weeds that just weren't here. I should have showed you. So I have nettles over there now. And in here, oh, lamb's quarters. I have lamb's quarters now. And what the fuck? Check this out, dude. Fucking ground cherries, man. And look at all these cleavers. So I'm just pulling out like the grass and stuff, and then look, more ground cherries. Keeping the weeds that I want. And then there's other patches where I'm letting stuff go wild. There's a yarrow patch down there. I think I showed that before. It's way over there, past the spring. Oh, this is a nice view. We should take a moment. I did throw some seeds down here, though, that are coming up. Like a bunch of, you know, cole crops. So I see some seeds are popping up, and that's cool. There's a little baby lamb's quarter there, and yeah. The myrtles, crepe myrtles are blooming. Some of them, they're all different colors, and like this is the purple, but then up here they have red and white blooms on the same tree, which I think is super cool. But this right here just brings me so much joy with those hanging melons, and for many reasons, just to know that like I couldn't get supplies here and I was worried, you know? So what did I just said use what you got, right? So I had a bunch of branches and sticks, so I didn't like tie them together or do anything special. I didn't stake them in the ground or anything, you know? They just, I knew that like the weight of the climbers would, you know, hold them steady for our storms. And dude, our storms are intense. They're not, they're the best storms I've ever seen, you know? Yeah. I love looking out there and just seeing the flowers and the water, and yeah. And then in the morning and night, the deer are always right down there. Oh, Ginger's doing good out here. I have another one up front. Yeah, so the deer are always sitting right here, or right over here. And I love it because my bedroom is there and the bathroom's the window next to it, so it's the first thing I see with the sunrise over the water. It's so crazy. I'm so grateful. But yeah, things are going. Next week I'm definitely getting all those trees in the ground so they get a little bit more summer, you know, and get a chance to do something, but right now is just harvesting time. So tomato, basil, garlic sauce, and roasted tomato, garlic, and oh wait, that's right, I was gonna try to hold it and show my face. Let's see. Okay. Pesto, soups. Oh, dude, corn chowder. So, and somebody sent me ginger because I had mentioned I was having a really hard time getting it here, and then like used my first butternut to turn that into a butternut and ginger with sweet potato, bread, and toasted pecans. You gotta toast the nuts, always. I just love how that really brings out the flavor. But yeah, roasting the tomatoes, and I canned some roasted salsa. By the way, I have all those recipes. In fact, I did them in 2012 or something, but they're at ChristieAphrodite.com. So just, if you want to know, just hit salsa. And on my Instagram, because that's where I've been posting little 1-minute things, and photos with little, whatever, tutorials for little easy things like that. But I hope everything's going well in your garden. It's kind of bittersweet, you know, like pulling some and gain, you know, but then I go out and then there's new babies and I'm like, oh, joy, joy. So I might be able to get, you know, another crop of butternut or cucumbers. If I don't, that's okay. But I'm, you know, hopefully gourds and pumpkins. They should have enough time though, because you know, we probably shouldn't have like a real frost till November or so. But when I was in the Ozarks before, I was picking tomatoes on Thanksgiving. So I have faith I'll have a pretty damn good, you know, fall garden too. Oh, hello ravens. By the way, the ravens and the turkey vultures love the armadillo meat. Yeah, but I have an agreement with everyone. Everyone's totally cool with what I give them. But the armadillos, I can't really feed them and I can't trap them because they want what's under the ground. You know what I mean? I don't have anything that they want. So, yeah, it's so devastating when you go out there and like and then it was every day, you know, and I gave them every chance. I tried everything, right? From the tulle, the cinnamon, the mustard, the cayenne, the pea, the cat poo even, the branches, oh my God, everything. And then kept piling them higher and higher. And you know, yeah, so if you don't want to cooperate, you kind of have to go, kind of like life, right? There's plenty of food for everyone here. So there's no reason that those little critters should have 13 acres and we should all have nothing. So yeah, growing food, constant war, man. So yeah, I've been having to kill lots of critters, from the armadillos to squash bugs to now fleas, because Kitty goes outside and then brings them back in. And so every day is DE, baking soda, salt on the floor, essential oils on the cats, and DE on the cats, and then vacuum up, wash everything, do it again. Oh, mealy bugs too. I forgot about those things, but yeah, I remember having them here before, so I just kind of like open up the cabinets and then squish, 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 and August has been tough, man. Fucking killing everyone, really. Hopefully there will be no more of that soon. But yeah, I hope everything's good in your world. Let me know, and let me know what you're doing preserving all of your stuff. Yeah, but my freezers are full, so I'm excited. Like, every single thing I've made has at least something that I grew. You know, some recipes are everything I grew, some recipes are most of what I grew, but everything is at least something. So that makes me super happy. All right, hopefully I'll see you next time with some good carrots and celery and radishes and beets and cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli and kale and mustard, but yeah, who knows? hopefully they let some of the seedlings germinate this time. Just this one last time. All right, have a good day. Bye.